Hey guys, Alex here with this cob house, and I have a lot of questions that come in about doing hybrid systems between cob and straw bale, and a lot of people like the concept of what's called Balecob, which as far as I understand is basically a straw bale wall covered with a thick layer of cob or earthen plaster. I'm going to give you my view and my opinions and recommendations on the hybrid systems of cob and straw or straw bale. So basically my thoughts are I'm not really a big fan of a lot of the hybridized wall systems with the cob and straw bale. A lot of people have the concept of doing the thick straw bale wall, and then on usually the interior and exterior they want to put like a thick layer of cob, like for example 6 inches of cob on the outside and inside, and then the bale on the inside interior between sandwiched between the cob. The problem I see with that is the cob on the outside. It's so thin. I mean, it might seem like a lot of cob, but it's not. If it's anything really under 10 inches of cob, it's not going to be load bearing for much at all. And the problem I see is, unless you have some kind of horizontal integrations, integrating all those 3 layers, they can potentially all separate. So the 2 outside layers of cob are not load bearing when people propose this idea to me, at least. And then the straw bale wall in the middle is really not load bearing either. So you're going to need some kind of post and beam structure to go with this if you use this kind of system. So I don't really like that idea very much. People ask me a lot about doing something similar to that. The only way I could see that working is if you literally had like a 12-inch thick cob wall, a straw bale, and then another 12-inch thick cob wall. So you'd have like almost a 4-foot thick wall at that point, which is not practical. So what I really recommend is just stick to one of the basic systems. Either do straw bale, do straw clay, or do cob. Straw bale, as it traditionally is done, is your straw bale, and then you still have a thick layer of plaster on the outside and the inside. So I would just stick to one of these systems depending on what you want. If you want to have high thermal mass, go with cob or adobe. If you want high insulation, go with straw bale or straw clay. Trying to mix and match the two can lead to problems. Now here's the thing. If you want to do a hybrid system wall, the only one that I do recommend that I think works really well is it's called the CobBauge system. I've mentioned this in several other videos, and I've been referencing their materials and their techniques a lot lately because I'm integrating their form system with my cob. So the CobBauge system as a system it's actually a dual wall cob fiber system. So basically you have a cob wall, thick cob wall, and a thick insulation fiber wall, usually made of either straw or a hemp fiber. And so you have these 2 very thick walls. So your cob is very load bearing because it's thick enough, and then your fiber wall is very highly insulating. So this is a great way to insulate a cob wall if you need to do that. That's the only hybrid wall system that I would recommend doing if you're going to do one. Otherwise, just stick to the traditional wall systems of pure straw bale or pure cob, for example. Trying to create some kind of hybrid system just adds more layers and more complexities and leads to more potential problems. Another thing with the CobBauge system is the way that it's done is those two layers are laid side by side, but they're actually like interwoven where they meet at each level. So the two walls are very well integrated. They don't even use any rebar to integrate them. So yeah, that's the main point I'd say, is if you're going to do a hybrid cob straw system wall, I would recommend the CobBauge system. Otherwise, just stick to your traditional straw bale, straw clay, cob, adobe, one of those basic systems. If you guys have questions or comments, leave them down below. Come out for a class. I'm going to be talking all about these systems, and we're going to be working with these systems hands-on as well. I've got lots of stuff going on here at my place this spring and summer. The links are down below for workshops. Hope to see you there. Thanks for watching.